There we go. There it is. Why I pulled over here is because it's very windy today, as you can tell, and I don't have my mic. I'm sorry. All I have is the GoPro. But anyway, about 4 miles that way, you can look. Let me see if I can look on here. Right about right there. Now that's a long ways away, and it's not coming up on this camera very well, but it's a big fire. Morning, America. Let's try this again. It's not windy today, so I thought maybe we'd reshoot this on a better day without so much background noise from the wind and everything. Problem is, what was going on over there isn't going on anymore. So where were we at? All right, this video I started to make, it was about fires. John had just had a fire on his truck. The brakes caught fire and everything. And then we were on our way from our fields over here up to Waukene, to the Cargill plant, and we drive by this church all the time, right? So I was going to stop and talk about the church, and I looked off in the distance, and there was a bunch of smoke over here, and it's a field fire where a field had caught fire, and it was a real windy day, so that was a dangerous thing where, you know, once it gets started, it's really, really hard to put out, and it took them the rest of the day to put out, and they had, like somebody told me, 4 counties came and tried to put, you know, and worked on it, plus all the local farmers were out there with their discs and everything, you know, stirring up the ground. Problem is, if it gets off into some pasture land, it just goes up like a tinderbox. We're going to drive over and look and see if I can't find where that was over there a little bit later. But I want to tell you about this church first, okay? First time I ever saw this church was actually on TV. Actually, Kirk was down in Texas visiting, and we were watching TV, and you know that show, Aerial America? I think it's on the Smithsonian Channel or Discovery Channel or something like that. Anyway, there's a show called Aerial America, and they go around from state to state to state. Aerial America showing, you know, Texas and all the things that happened in Texas, or, you know, from the air, what you can see. And it's a great show. I really like it. And in the show, there's an episode where it has Kansas, and this church is in that episode. But at the beginning of every show, in the intro to the show, there's little snippets of this and this and this, and they show this church all the time. So we're sitting there watching it. We weren't really watching TV, we were visiting, but the TV was on, and Kirk spots that. He goes, "Hey, I know that church." I'm like, "Really?" He says, "Yeah, it's at Trago Center." Well, Trago Center is not much of a town. There's the church, it's a Zion Lutheran church, and then there's the rectory. This is where the minister, or whatever, a Lutheran, whatever they call their pastor, it's not a priest, I don't know what, anyway, the minister, let's just call it that, I'm not sure. Anyway, that's where the minister would live. And then right over here, there's a house, and there used to be a hotel back here, Kirk said. It was like one of those old drive-in motels. And it's kind of turned into a big junkyard now. There's a building over here, looked like it might have been a gas station at one time. But that's all there is in this town. I mean, that's it. It's not even really an incorporated town. It's just an area. But it's right in the middle of Trago County, so they call it Trago Center. Anyway, this church is here, and it was on the beginning of that show all the time, and I just thought that was neat, that I knew where that place was at. So, and we drive by it every year when we're harvesting these fields down south of town, and we come across country over here to Highway 283. We come over to Highway 283, and we cut north about 6 miles up to Waukene and go to Cargill. So anyway, I wanted to show you that, and then but the thing I pulled pulled over for was that fire that was over there. So we had 2 fires that same day. We had the fire there, and then later on that night, John caught his truck on fire. So just the brakes, and it wasn't a huge fire, just enough to get a flame going, and you put the fire extinguisher on it, put it out real quick, and just sit on the road until we got there. So anyway, that's what I was trying to make this video about. So anyway, let's go see if we can find where the burn marks are. Well, haven't had a lot of luck trying to find this place, but I do see some burn over here, right over in this area. But there's not a lot of roads down in this area. Why? Well, there's a lot of dead-end roads because of the reservoir here. That is Cedar Bluff Reservoir, and it looks like it started up there somewhere, because the road I came down I couldn't see down in this valley. I got up here and I finally saw this little piece right here. I don't know how many acres. It's not farmland, it's grassland with all these little cedar trees and stuff around here. And it burnt down in through here, and they brought it to a stop right here because there's some houses right here. And I would imagine those are like weekend vacation type houses for people to come out to the lake. Actually, you can see a guy on a boat right out there. If you'll remember from a couple years ago, I did videos about my my ancestry, and how my great-grandfather, actually how my grandpa grew up in this little valley right here, right where this reservoir is. They used to have a ranch. They raised horses for the U.S. Cavalry, U.S. Army, where draft horses for the wagons, or the cavalry horses for the soldiers. But anyway, my great-grandpa used to have a ranch down in here, okay, Grandpa George. So anyway, I did a couple videos about 2 years ago. I did some videos about that and everything, if you can go back and want to watch them. But anyway, it looked like it burnt down into here and stopped. But the thing is, it's just hard to access down in there. I mean, it's hard to drive vehicles down and through there. So it's one thing for a field to catch fire, but for these draws and this grassland, rough area, it's hard to get to put out. Forest firefighters would probably look at that and say, well, that's easy to get to, but hard to get to with a tractor and a disc. You go out there, what they do is they run over where the fire is burning. Right in front of the fire, they run with a disc and chops it all up, and then there's less stuff to burn. Maybe they can bring it to a stop. So, all right, well, anyway, that's enough on the fires, I guess. What is today? Monday. Today is Monday, and I'm heading home. We are done with harvest, everything except sunflowers, and he said he didn't really need me for the sunflowers. He's got plenty of trucks for that. So sunflowers, they cut a little slower so the trucks can keep up. Does that make sense? So anyway, I'm leaving and heading to Texas, and I get down there and jump in the old white truck and get back to work for another few weeks or a month or whatever, and then I'm heading to Arizona for a quartzite. Go out there and hang out with my buddies out there at the RTR gathering. So with that, I suppose I ought to get on the road, otherwise I'll never get there, huh? Y'all be good and take care. Hope you enjoyed the farm videos this year. I enjoy coming up here and helping Kirk and working with him and everything, and he's like a brother to me. We're not brothers. A lot of people ask me, are we brothers? No, we're not. But I never had a brother. I got two sisters, but if I had a brother, I would want him to be just like Kirk. So he's a good man. So with that, I guess we're gonna have to wiggle our way back out of here, backtrack that whole direction, all the way back out, and Texas bound. See y'all later. Ciao. And next time you see me, I might do a video from the house. I don't know, but next time you see me, I'll probably be on the truck. So y'all take care. Bye.